Welcome back to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at the new Mattel Masterverse Masters of the Universe Revelation Man-at-Arms. This is the packaging it comes in. This figure has 30 points of articulation. There's a very large window box on the front, showing Man-at-Arms and all his accessories. On the back of the packaging, you can see the very nice artwork that these packagings has been known for since they started the line. It looks a very nice power stance for Man-at-Arms with it, holding his mace. Looks really, really cool. Down at the bottom, you can see the other figures that are currently available. Here we have like a bio for Man-at-Arms. If you want to go ahead and pause and read that, you can. A Man-at-Arms is the heroic master of weapons. If you're not familiar with Man-at-Arms, the bio says, bound by duty and honor to the royal crown of Eternia, the man whose friends refer to him simply as Duncan protects the realm under the mantle of Man-at-Arms. Considered to be one of the most powerful allies in a battle against evil, Man-at-Arms is a warrior, an inventor, a mentor to Prince Adam, a friend to the forces of good, and a father of Tila and Rubato, and fights to protect them all. For me, as a collector and a fan of Master Universe, this is Man-at-Arms. There's no, I don't care who they make Man-at-Arms. They can make He-Man Man-at-Arms. They can make anybody they want Man-at-Arms, but there's no other Man-at-Arms than Duncan. So if you guys watch second part of Revelations, you kind of see what happens. But you know, to me, I don't like anybody else as Man-at-Arms besides Duncan. So for me, this is the only figure I ever own. Or any character I would accept as Man-at-Arms, basically. So inside of the packaging here, we have Man-at-Arms, heroic master of weapons. I kind of fade it out. That's really cool. Here's the bottom. UPC. Found these at Walmart. They're like $19.96, something like that. And on the side, we have some more of that very nice artwork. So I think I've kind of noticed a lot of people is now retaining, since they're kind of, collector-friendly packaging, you can take them out and put them back in. I think a lot of collectors are starting to keep their boxes, like, especially for, the new Master first line for Masters of the Universe. They're all going to be different sublines, I guess you want to call it. They're going to have like a classics of She-Ra and, and so forth. It was announced at one of those conventions. And also, I think, even with the G.I. Joe classified boxes are so nice, a lot of collectors are just retaining them instead of pitching them because they're, they went through a lot of effort to make these packagings look pretty awesome. So the top of the box is a much. It just says Masterverse on it. Pretty nice. So that is really cool artwork. Alright, so with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at Man-at-Arms outside the packaging. If you're interested, the inside of the box is like a two-tone grayish white brick pattern, so it's pretty cool. You can actually make, some displays out of this if you have a bunch of pieces. If you don't retain your packaging, you can, use this as a backdrop in your dioramas. Okay, here's Duncan, Man-at-Arms outside the packaging. First impressions, I think it looks fantastic. I love the green that they've used for the on their garments, I guess, of the figure. The blues are really nice. The orange is pretty cool. It's a nice weathering to it. Overall, fantastic look. So let's take a look at that head sculpt. We have Duncan. He has his traditional mustache. His eyes are painted very, very nicely. I think a lot of people are kind of looking for that mature Duncan for the version of the for Revelations, with the little bit of gray, the beard, and possibly maybe a removable helmet to have that ponytail, or an alternate head would have been really nice. But all in all, he looks pretty nice out of the packaging. For his helmet, I've heard individuals say that it's a little small than they would have preferred, but I think it looks good. Maybe it could have been a little bit longer on the sides. On the top, we have these metallic blue stripe down the center, and these two orange looking, I'm just going to call them some kind of wire maybe, Then we have the V in the front with that metallic blue. And then here on the side of the helmet comes down. And then trimmed around the back. That's really cool. So for his armor, this is more of a softer plastic and more flexible. It has these gray sculpted on plastic fur pieces around his shoulders. His arms come through. That'd been really nice if that was actually real fur. That would really set that figure up pretty good, I think. But we have like two-tone orange. We have this like one base orange. Then we have this darker orange we're using for like a weathering type, which we have around the brim here and on his tubing and down around the the base of his armor. And it goes up onto like these where the bolts are. So it's like a trim of the darker orange. It actually follows suit on the on his armor on his arm. It has this darker. It's almost turning into almost like a brown. It's really good. Then we have this red here on the back of his arm, on his gauntlet. These little studs, a lot of stakes there. And then on his hand, it's just two studs. He has nothing on that hand, just the bracelet on his other arm. When I first look at this figure, I think it's kind of sitting at an angle a little bit. This is done, I don't know why it is, because you can't fix it. Basically that's the way it rotates for his waist. So I guess that's the way the overall aesthetic of the figure was designed. It's kind of a little weird that it's not a level piece. Here we have the metallic blue with the red in the center. And then we have these grayer pieces on his belt, his loincloth. It's like a flat black, almost kind of looks like a gray, but it's really dark. Then we have as you can see here, the black fur and then the gray boots. And then we have the green straps on his feet. On this armor, it's the same kind of aesthetic, same paint materials. You can see that there's two bands on the back here that you can take that piece off if you like. And I believe that, yeah, you can take off the chest piece also here, right there. And then you can take off, probably have to take off the hand to pull off the gauntlet. And then for this upper arm piece, there's actually a button and a piece right there to remove it. So overall articulation for the figure, he can look up. He can look down, which is kind of cool because you can get him down behind his armor here to protect his face. See, there's like a clip there, and it goes down pretty far. That's pretty evil looking. You see his eyes peeking over. That's a rotation 360. It's almost like a slide there too. Watch. You can slide it back. It's pretty nice. Get the side to side a little bit. Now for this arm, rotates 360. There's a 360 rotation at the top of the bicep, right here, and then that's that arm can go up about that much. I'd watch pushing too much on this because it's probably just a pig going into that ball. Then we have the wonderful double jointed elbows, which I hope to see more and more of, which is very stiff. Wow. Just can't see to get that one to bend. But you can definitely see it there. I'm going to probably heat that up a little bit. So I want to break that. So this piece is definitely going to hinder a little bit on your arm, on your articulation here. Because it's going to keep hitting that. And this does kind of flop around a little bit. So careful with that. So yeah, I think the elbows are very, very tight. But you can see the extra joint there. I can't seem to let that bend. It's really stuck. So I'm going to have to heat that up in here after the video. It's does have chest articulation. You get to side to side, back and forth a little bit. Then there's that piece here I was telling you about. It's 360 rotation. So there's really no way to fix that, because it seems to be the way the angle is on this. So that gives you a 360 rotation there. Splits about that much. And of course, you know, would it be expected because of the loincloth split there. Then we have thigh cuts with thigh rotation. Does have those. He has a double jointed knees. Let's see if these actually. Yeah, that one separates pretty good until he kind of hits the front on his boots. It gives you an idea what the articulation is on the figure. There's a lot of articulation. For the feet, they do pivot down. Not too much up because of the way the boot is. We do have, we have a rotation. You can work it around the foot if you like. Then it gives you the side to side. It looks like we have articulation here, hidden in the boot, top of the boot. So that's pretty cool. And that's on both legs. Yeah, so he has a good bit of articulation. Looks very cool. This is a very nice representation for Man-at-Arms, I think. I really think Mattel has definitely hit the nail on the head, so to speak, because, you know, for me as a Master Universe fan, I always wanted something more for my figures. Even the classic line from Mattel, the online one that, you know, lasts almost forever. It was kind of still, in my opinion, missing something. I wanted something more. I think they've really hit. These are going to be huge as the lines go forward, and we start getting the other lines that are coming along in the Masterverse series, because they have like they showed the 4 different box types. So it looks really cool. And we're going to see what we get, all these different kind of characters, and if they stay with these aesthetics. Yeah, you know, you would want basically like, you know, this Beastman, for example, that you can see here on your right, is like, I would prefer to have the, you know, the original looking Beastman, but this is like more, it's a cool Beastman, but they created this Beastman in this kind of the Sculpt, this new universe they've created with this Masterverse. And so I think it's, you know, definitely going to take it off. Like I think the G.I. Joe Classified line, this is going to be, you know, one of those lines that are going to be very sought after, especially if you're not getting into them on the, you know, on the ground floor, like, you know, wave 1, 2. We're pretty much near. I think some people do have wave 3. So, you know, if you wait too long, you know, I've seen this biker classic one go so stupid, hundreds of dollars on eBay. If you missed out on, you know, that figure, you're pretty much in trouble. Like, you'll be paying, you know, up to your 100 or couple $100 for some of these figures, which is crazy. So, you know, don't wait too long if you guys decide if you like these figures. So for Man-at-Arms accessory, it does come with his mace, which is pretty nice. It's done in all orange plastic. He does have this studs on the head of this thing. It's actually a solid piece. It's not hollow, so it's not, you know, they didn't cheap out on this or anything. So this definitely could last you forever. Nice sculpt work, nice aesthetics on this guy. All right, so let's take a look and see how well he holds it. Looks like this hand's open, so this may be his mace hand, so to speak. Okay, his hands are very tight. He does come to alternate hands, but hold on a second. Just about wrecked everything. Okay, so after our crash, here we have Man-at-Arms with his mace. Now, I will say the hands do not accept the mace very easily. I mean, it holds it once you get in there, but one thing that would worry me about these, if you're trying to keep your figures in pristine condition, is the more you take that in and out of there, you're probably going to put some stress on his mace handle. So we'll have to try some of his other hands when you purchase yours and see what's the best fit for you. But that looks fantastic. Very, very nice. Okay, so for his wrist, they do have the joint to go in and out like this, and then a rotation 360 all the way around. So you can get him to bring that mace in closer to him or out. And he pretty much, both hands have the same articulation, as you can see. So, but he does come with 2 extra sets of hands. He comes with these more closed hands. Do I have these backwards? I do. So this one's kind of open for this hand, this side here. This would be a closed for that side. Oh no, looking through the camera is really difficult sometimes. Oh no, because these are the same hand. Yeah, because he has the orange, his armor on that hand. That makes sense. And then on this hand, so you would get an open hand like you currently have on that hand. So if you wanted 2 open hands, and then you get the other fist hand if you wanted him to go one-on-one with one of Skeletor's minions. Yeah, so that makes more sense. Okay, so yeah, that's all the accessories you get for Man-at-Arms. Pretty nice. I would wish it came with maybe a couple more like weapons that he uses. Alright, so I highly recommend this figure. It looks fantastic. I like the overall paint looks good. I don't have a lot of gripes about the figure. Maybe the hands can be a little better, a little softer plastic, but not too much. But it's not bad once you get it broken in, I guess. Just be careful with the wear, the stress of the plastic is really the only thing I would have for that. Other than that, I mean, it's a fantastic figure for the $20 that you're paying for it at retail. Of course, you can always pay more if you resort to a secondary market like eBay, or I think even on Amazon, these guys go for $30+ for some reason. You can get Spikor for like 20, T-Light for 20, and Beast Man and Man-at-Arms is like in the 30s. Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed this review, this unboxing of Man-at-Arms, and we've seen it together. If you did, do me a big favor, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We do lots of great reviews for all different kinds of action figures and some other stuff that we come across, so you don't want to miss any of that cool stuff. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you like Man-at-Arms. Don't forget to share the video with your friends. Comment down below if you have any questions about the figure, or if you have any comments to share with the community, or anything you just want to say. We really appreciate the feedback. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in our next review.